Okay, this is going live July 13, 2024. I'm sure everyone heard of the Trump rally in Pennsylvania shooting, attempting assassination. So this is I'm going to share some video in case you haven't seen it. And we're going to have a reaction to this event shortly after these videos. So stay tuned.
A little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move to the spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you.
Ready?
Move. Up. Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Move it to the spare.
Spare, get ready.
You ready? Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move?
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head, buddy.
So we got to move to the closet.
Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down.
Watch out.
So this is showing Trump getting up. It looks like he was kind of got shot from the ear, at the ear. And people are chanting, USA, USA. Okay, Secret Service is helping him to get into the car, in his van, actually. Okay, and second video is going to be a witness describing the moment shooting at the
Can you
rally.
describe for me, Joseph, what happened after you saw the shots? And I was there as well. Secret Service was screaming for everyone to get down. They quickly tried to clear the area. I'm just curious what that process was like for you in the aftermath.
Very confusing. Like I said, I think everyone who was in the bleachers knew. It was initially confusing when the gunshots erupted. I think the crowd thought it was fireworks. I think someone thought they were playing a joke. And, the people were close to the people that got injured and killed. You obviously knew it wasn't a joke. And it seemed like there was a push-pull in the crowd. And that is, one half of the crowd on the far end of the rally thought it was some type of weird joke. The other half of the crowd knew it wasn't, was trying to push or impress upon the rest of the crowd that this is serious. And I think everyone got the idea very quickly that it was a dangerous situation, and everyone just started hitting the deck. And, kudos to the Secret Service. Again, when you're in these situations, a second feels like it's an hour, but it seemed like authorities were there very quickly. It just seemed to me, like I said, I was sitting there, it seemed like the rounds came from behind, and they got this, they hit the gentleman in the head. He got a gunshot wound to the head, and the other lady was injured. And then I saw President Trump, get hit, and it looked like his right ear. But it seemed initially everyone was like half the crowd was in shock, and the other half thought it was some type of weird joke. And it took a bit for everyone to get a good understanding of what was going on. So.
You mentioned that you had spoken with the person who ended up falling, I believe you said, or he was with his whole family?
No, his family watched it happen. So they were in the bleachers when he got hit and he went down. I think they were trying to figure out what was going on. They were screaming for help. the body was, they put a towel over the man's head. The body was removed from the bleachers. Then the police came back, right after and tried to move the family, but they were all in shock. They weren't processing what was going on. Mm-hmm. The man was definitely, he was dead the minute he was hit. I mean, it was something that reminded me of the Zapruder film from Kennedy. I mean, it was his head snapped and that was it. And I caught it out of the corner of my eye and then there was just pandemonium. And again, it's Pennsylvania. You're out in rural Pennsylvania. You don't really anticipate this is going to happen, but it happened.
You mentioned, and I'm sorry, I know this is very emotional for you as well. You mentioned that, this was your first Trump rally. How are you feeling about the election now? What are you hoping to see moving forward? We've already seen a lot of statements of support from across the aisle come in for the former president. I can tell you too from our sources that they say that Donald Trump is okay, that he is at a local facility being treated. But I would love just your view on, I know you came here today to support the man that, the former president. I'm curious how you think about this now. I know it's a hard question given the chaos that we're currently in and the adrenaline that we're both feeling right now. But if you can share any of that insight.
It solidifies my support. I understand. People believe that Trump's. Well, they know he's bombastic. They don't really like him. He's a very polarizing figure. He has an abrasive personality. But I truly believe he has the best interests of the country at heart. And you make a point. The man's a billionaire. Mm-hmm. He could be sitting in the, like you said, he was sitting at the rally joking about it. He's like, I could be sitting in the Mediterranean on a yacht enjoying my life, but I'm not. I'm trying to help run the country. It puts in perspective, there's a real cost for that. I mean, there's some people that really want him dead.
And here's Joe Biden giving a press after the shooting.
I've been thoroughly briefed by all the agencies in the federal government as to the situation, based on what we know now. I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And so I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that people and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do. Okay?
Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Okay, we will be right back with the reaction to this event, and my friend Thomas will be joining with us. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe.
This is the Transparency Podcast Show.
Okay, so this is going live right now. Hi, everybody. I have my friend Thomas here. If you
Hello.
follow my channels, you seen him on my podcast before. So it's today we are sharing some reaction towards Trump rally shooting. Yesterday we actually connect. We were talking about doing Friday Night Live. We were gonna talk about Gavin Newsom, but something, but this just take place today, July 13th, 2024. It's very shocking, to be honest with you, even though myself and some other um, independent podcaster or influencer are saying that the left is trying so many different things to stop him, and they are worried the last attempt will be something like this, and it happens today, and the social media is blow up with videos, and and then the photo that he has his ear is bleeding. I believe it's on right hand side, right? You saw that, Thomas?
Yes, I saw several videos earlier
Hmm.
today. Many people talking about it.
Yeah. I
It's shocking. It's shocking.
Right. To me, I believe this is going to be one of these events that equivalent to 9/11, that we will ask, where were you, during that 9/11, and everybody remembers what were they doing. So this one going to be like, what were you, or what were you doing when the Trump rally shooting happens, right? One of those events that everybody will remember. Yeah. Um, so a lot of reactions from different people, and myself, I feel a lot of people really see through my own personal opinion, see through it, and kind of awake to see what realize what's going on with our politic and democracies, and elections and everything. And of course there's another group of people, maybe you saw this, they're talking about it looks like a stage. Have you seen that?
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of people saying it was staged or planned.
Yeah.
I don't really think that it was staged or planned, but
Hmm.
I do see I I see this as being a significant event in it's going to definitely become a significant event in his run for presidency again.
Yes.
There's one thing Trump's great at is taking advantage of an opportunity.
Yes. I don't, again, I'm my personal opinions, I don't believe it's staged. However, I feel the debate that we were on, you were kind of engaged with me last time when we have that live debate. I believe that was more of a stage, because as you can see, I'm sure the politicians, or even doesn't matter left or right, they know Biden's condition already, right? And
Mhm.
somehow they agreed to put him on the screen, on the public, like that. I really believe that's stage, right? They want to show everyone that he's not fit, not capable, so they can replace somebody reasonably. They're not gonna say they discriminate elderly people or whatever. So they want to showcase that he's not capable, so they have an excuse or a reason to replace him. And that's why we were trying to talk about Gavin Newsom, our good
Yeah,
old
yeah. The debate was difficult because it was something that Biden couldn't avoid at all. And you wanted if they were gonna have to do it regardless.
Yeah.
Because that kind of debate is gonna come up. It's gonna be a forced issue, and
Hmm.
in order to gauge the country and see where everybody starts to stand, they got to do it. And then I think it was better for them to have done it now as compared to being in the middle of the race and
Hmm.
then go into a debate because
Yeah.
they have way more time now to prep Biden and get him, see how can we get him up to speed, or do we need to go another direction as a party?
Yeah.
And yes, he couldn't
Right.
avoid it. There was no way he was going to be able to avoid that debate.
Yeah. It's hard to watch, and and I really, personally afraid that whoever other country that wants to take advantage of this time, you know what I mean when I say that, take advantage of this time, it's very vulnerable for us right now. Like, if they want to
Oh,
do something
yes.
to the country, they might want to plan before whoever comes up next, right? You know what I mean? So that's why it's very crazy right now. So I prepared some video that I want to share with everyone. These are the people who's actually on the rally, and
On the
they
ballot.
on the rally, yeah, at the rally today. So I'm gonna
Oh,
share the screen. Okay, so this video I'm sharing, it's gonna be talking about, some bystander already saw the shooter climbing on top of the roof on the other side of the event, the field. And
mhm.
then I guess nobody, the police or secret services, did not really respond to that person. So you can see, I'm gonna play this video. This
Yeah,
is
we live in an era where it's
Colin Rugg
yeah,
on
one
Twitter,
second.
doctor who tried saving someone.
Yeah, this video is coming from PBD podcast. So check it out.
Life at the rally, recalls exactly what happened as soon as the shooting happened. If you'd like to hear it,
go for it.
What did you see, sir?
I heard
Oops.
the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, "He's been shot! He's been shot!" So I made my way over. I said, "I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you." The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. So I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions, as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one
You
that
guys,
did it.
we need to evacuate everybody.
That's it right there.
Oh man! So I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, before we go, I want to say one thing is
Yeah, so
everyone.
that's the people attending, one of the attending to the rally, at the rally. So what happened? I don't know if you hear the details. So it's the shooter, they suspect there's two, but the one of them, like one is already dead. They shot it, and I heard the shooting was
A
shot some,
bystander in the
yeah,
crowd.
shot some attendees, and then to Trump, right?
Yeah. Well, with that, one of the things we want to remember when we're looking at this, and everybody's like, "Well, why didn't A, B, or C happen?" It's We do live in an era where information flies out across the internet faster than you can, faster than you can imagine. But you also got to remember getting that information to the proper first responders is still it's still a daunting task. It's still a chore, and it has to be planned out. And the response is never going to be as fast as you being there, seeing it happen right in front of you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
while we remember that, we can move into everything. What happened, and that guy's great for jumping in there and in the middle of a situation happening and doing his best to help that guy. It's
hmm
not something that's easy to do right off the bat for
hmm
anybody. A lot of people like to think I'd jump in and help when you're in the middle of when you're in the middle of a situation and the running and screaming starts. It
yes,
becomes a totally separate issue because this is why people do this, train constantly just to do this,
right.
so they can react and respond and provide
hmm
aid. But as far as the shooting side, I don't remember seeing who shot the shooter. I know the shooter was reported dead, but one of the people in the crowd was, I believe, also shot. And I believe I believe that was from the shot that missed Trump.
I believe. Well, this is what I heard. I heard the first shot that we heard from the video was coming. First 2 or 3 is coming from the shooter, and then these after the third one is coming from the Secret Service try to, end the shooter. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Once the shooter shot, everybody, the people who know what they're doing, they pretty much really understand where the shot's coming from and they can respond.
Right. Yeah. So I believe what happened is the shooter, of course, is attempt to assassinate Trump, and somehow some bystanders just probably walk by or got in the
Who was
way.
behind him? Because there was crowd behind him too.
Yeah,
When he
and
shot at Trump,
so
he
it
shot
kind
into
of
the crowd
like
behind him.
this is why I heard some like shot somebody and then go to Trump. That's why the bullet speed kind of missed it, and the speed slows down. So that's why he has injured, just like 1 inch. So it's scary, if this happened, it's gonna be like JFK incident.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
totally different. It was totally different from then to now.
Mhm.
With all the first responders have learned a lot of lessons from that happening with JFK, because they
Mhm.
responded very quickly with securing Trump and getting him out of there.
Yeah.
Which is good. They didn't drag feet. They didn't
Yeah.
run around like they were confused on which way to go. They secured Trump, made sure he's all right, got him up, and got him out of there.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna share more video.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
So I still hear people are very, after this happened, I still hear people are talking about, oh, you see, they have mostly white people at the rally. I'm thinking like, oh my God,
Yeah,
why you have
it's
to talk about this? Yeah. Like, I mean, this is what happened that we get ourselves to this point. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't really listen to when they say who's at the rally like that unless they're an agitator, because I see people talk about there's more white people there, so there's no black people. It's like you got to remember you're still talking about people that are between a group that's between 11 and 26% of the population. And people are like, oh yeah, you should see. Like, no. You got to really think of how small that is of a number.
Yeah.
There's many places in this country where where people grow up and they still don't see, they don't see any black people unless it's on TV or nowadays the internet.
Yeah. And to me, it's I just respond. This is all just labels, and if we remove all the labels, black, white, yellow,
Well,
brown, we are just all people. We're just human beings,
it would
right?
move away. Probably about 5 or 6 generations. You would probably stop seeing it if the government stopped putting it everywhere. Like every time you turn around, they're asking for some kind, especially when it comes to a job or any application you put in for,
Mm,
it will go away if we stop doing that. Because
yeah.
the reason they collect the data, they don't do anything with it except to say, oh, well, we know they're 12% of the population.
Yeah, like you like what we were saying, we're gonna talk about Gavin Newsom, and he mentioned about races, like, oh, the brown and black community are hard to get a checking account. Remember that? And then you were
Yeah.
right. You're talking about data, but he doesn't even have the data to back up his claim, and he just make.
We have data, but it's you got to remember we're also talking about people that pick and choose specific data points to get to to promote their message. And Gavin was talking about how half of every family doesn't have a bank account. Like,
I know, right? Come on.
I'm like, that's that. I find it hard to believe because it's extremely easy to get a bank account. You don't even need a driver's license to get a bank account.
Yeah, so what he's talking about, well, this part I'm not 100% sure, but maybe he tried to indicate it like people who is not undocumented. I don't know if they can get bank account here. Can they? I don't know.
Anybody with a cell phone can get 10 bank accounts.
Yeah.
And the only thing that will take time is them their thumbs scrolling through the screen on their cell phone. Getting a bank account is not hard. You get a bank account, as long as you write down take the numbers, you can have money going in there right away.
Yes, I will have to show it afterward. But it's just showing people who shot the live video at the rally, and like more like it's not a news footage, it's civilians attendees footage.
I'm in Butler, Pennsylvania, went to a Trump rally, and all of a sudden a shot went off. Trump was speaking, he went silent, dead silent, and then 8 or 9 more shots went off. Everybody started panicking, everybody's leaving. It's only 15 minutes in. There was lots of gunshots, chaos, craziness. We got to find out what's going on here. July 13th, 2024.
What the obvious facts are is that you run for the president of the United States from a basement. All very dishonest stuff, but
Okay, well, thank you for joining me today. Well, we will. This is.
I started now. It won't stop.
This is unofficial live streaming, but we will have a official Friday night live streaming coming soon, probably sometime in August. So please make
You
sure.
You don't want to try next week or something, or are you busy?
Please making sure you subscribe, like and share. We can see. Next week I'm gonna be in the business summit for 2 days. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, we will have different topics, but most likely our live will be more current events. Yeah. So, and then we can talk about a lot of different things, business or any meditations, so a lot of different things. Okay, thank you.
Something else.
Yeah, we will come up with something to talk about. Thank you so
right,
much. Yeah, have a good night.
Good night.